You're on the Bible Forum. I'm Warren Sprouse. It's Sunday night. It is the first Sunday in September 2020. Did you see the news this week? A black man dies at the hands of the police. You saw him sitting in the middle of the night on the street, naked, with a plastic bag over his head, hands tied behind his back. The title of this piece is not really true. But today, it doesn't have to be. You saw the video, you heard the stories. But it wasn't the way it was projected. Daniel Prude, who was naked, bleeding from cut glass, and high on PCP, was arrested by police in Rochester, New York about 3 o'clock in the morning. It was a near freezing night, March 23rd. He was pronounced dead 7 days later at a nearby hospital. What happened? Well, before the police were called, a man matching Daniel Prude's description was seen breaking a window in a nearby area. Prude's own brother, Joe, is the one who called 911 for help, telling police that Prude was acting suicidal and had thrown himself headfirst down 21 flights of stairs. Joe was also worried that his brother may have jumped in front of a train. Body cam footage of the 41-year-old's arrest was recently released, showing officers placing a spit shield over Prude's head, a plastic bag. Prude had refused to stop spitting and told officers he had the coronavirus. What the officers did was official protocol. What they were trained to do, what they were instructed to do. Had they not done that, they would have been in trouble. We were left to believe that they were making fun of him or in some way abusing him. After Prude demanded officers give him a gun, threatening to kill everybody in that house, and defiantly standing up from the ground, officers restrained this man, this highly erratic and apparently homicidal man, by lowering him back to a prone position where an individual is much less likely to harm himself and others. When paramedics arrived on the scene, one paramedic told officers that she was giving Prude something to help calm him down. Officers told the paramedic that Prude may be on PCP and stated that he had coronavirus. At 3:22 a.m., an officer asks Prude, "You good, man?" When Prude did not respond, an officer states that Prude is puking straight water. A minute later, when Prude appears to no longer have chest compressions, the officer instructs others to help roll him onto his side. Prude remains unresponsive and appears limp. At 3:24, after one paramedic shouts to another for help, Prude is turned over and administered CPR. Prude's cuffs are removed and the suspect is placed on a gurney. According to a copy of the autopsy report obtained by Prude's family lawyers, the Monroe County Medical Examiner ruled Prude's death a homicide, citing complications of PCP intoxication, excited delirium, and asphyxia in the setting of physical restraint. But this is why we have judges. Judges who will evaluate all the evidence in cases like these. The media has already made its judgment. This is police brutality. They neglected him. Look, they put a bag on his head. The result is a protest came about wherein 2 officers were injured and 8 suspects were arrested. Not to mention the arson, the vandalism, the looting that ensued, ostensibly over this man's death at the hands of police. A story that's not true. Guilty are the dealers who sold this man drugs. Guilty is the man who thought he could live any way he wanted and still be happy, healthy, strong, and productive. Our media, news services, television, internet, they preach this kind of destructive nonsense. And those who are not too bright, not too prepared, not too aware, buy into it without ever considering the costs. The drug dealer provided the poison. The impaired man took the poison. Nobody made him do it. The police restrained a person who was out of control. What most people don't understand is that this is done to protect that person while they are in police custody. Should the police not do this, the family will certainly sue the cops and the city and anybody else they can find. This man was threatening to kill everybody in that house. How would you have handled that? The cops called for paramedics. They could have just handcuffed him and put him in a car and taken him to jail. They also helped those paramedics render assistance when Prude suddenly became unresponsive. Both local and national media have ignored those facts in favor of the popular theories that somehow white cops have once again killed an unarmed black man in their custody. But who is it that's at fault here? Those who tried to help? Or Daniel Prude? He was pretty far gone when the police showed up. And police are not doctors. They're not nurses. The law limits what police officers can do in these situations. And it does that largely due to the vast number of citizens who tend to sue anything that walks and can talk over almost anything a lawyer can dream up. As far as the demonstrators are concerned, the body cam footage proves the police didn't do enough, according to the demonstrators. But it's hard to imagine the police would have acted any differently had Prude been white. If the police did not restrain Prude, there's no telling how Prude may have harmed himself or others. Joe had called the police because he feared his brother may have been struck by a passing train. Prude was trying to kill himself and made a statement about killing people inside the house. Joe's wife said, "We don't know what to do with him because of that stuff he's on." And the police are caught between a rock and a hard place. And the media needs to sell their product that proves their prejudged theories. And the Black Lives Matter crowd aren't too concerned about absolute truth. They got what they saw. And what they saw was enough for them. Wasn't enough for me.